Have you ever wondered why your cat curls up next to you, not somewhere else, not on a soft cushion, but right beside you? In Islam, nothing is meaningless, not even the quiet moments, not even the creatures that choose your presence without a word. So what does it really mean when a cat sleeps next to you? Is it just comfort, or is there something deeper happening beneath the surface? Let's talk about it. In Islam, cats hold a unique and deeply respected position, rooted in the values of purity, mercy, and gentleness that the faith consistently emphasizes. Unlike many animals that are approached with caution in matters of ritual cleanliness, cats are regarded as pure creatures. Islamic teachings make it clear that a cat's presence does not invalidate cleanliness, and even water from which a cat has drunk is considered suitable for purification. This perspective reflects a broader spiritual principle in Islam. Purity is not merely physical but also tied to intention, ease, and divine compassion. The acceptance of cats within daily religious life highlights Islam's emphasis on practicality, balance, and mercy rather than hardship or unnecessary restriction. Mercy is a central theme in Islamic belief, and the way cats are treated reflects this moral foundation. The Prophet's teachings repeatedly stress kindness to animals, warning against cruelty and praising compassion. Cats, known for their vulnerability and dependence on human care, become living reminders of this responsibility. Feeding them, protecting them, and allowing them to exist freely within human spaces are all considered acts of mercy. In Islam, mercy shown to animals is never insignificant. It is a reflection of one's inner character and a means through which divine mercy is hoped for. The gentle nature of cats aligns seamlessly with this ethic, as they respond not to force but to patience and care. Gentleness, another deeply rooted Islamic value, is embodied in the behavior of cats themselves. They move quietly, seek comfort rather than dominance, and interact through subtlety rather than aggression. Islam consistently encourages gentleness in speech, action, and temperament, teaching that softness beautifies all things. The presence of cats in Islamic culture reinforces this principle, serving as a subtle reminder that strength does not lie in harshness, but in calm restraint. Their closeness to humans, without demanding control or authority, mirrors the Islamic ideal of coexistence built on respect, compassion, and quiet understanding. When a cat chooses to sleep beside you, it is not a random or careless decision, but a response rooted in instinct and emotional awareness. Cats are naturally cautious creatures, always alert to their surroundings, especially in moments of rest when they are most vulnerable. Sleep, for a cat, is an act that requires complete surrender of control, and they will only do so in a space where they feel emotionally safe. By choosing to sleep beside you, the cat is expressing trust at a level that goes beyond comfort or habit. It senses calm in your presence, a lack of threat, and a reassurance that allows its instincts to relax rather than remain on guard. Emotional safety is something animals perceive without words. Cats are highly sensitive to tone, energy, and emotional states, often reacting to subtle changes humans may not even recognize. A cat that settles next to you is responding to consistency and predictability in your behavior. It recognizes that you do not startle it, force it, or invade its boundaries. This quiet understanding creates a bond that is built slowly over time, where the cat learns that your presence offers peace rather than pressure. Trust, in this sense, is not demanded but earned through patience, gentleness, and respect for the animal's autonomy. Sleeping beside someone also reflects a desire for closeness without dependency. Cats do not seek protection in the same way some other animals might. Instead, they seek balance. When they rest near you, they are choosing shared space rather than isolation, indicating a form of emotional connection that is subtle yet meaningful. This choice reflects recognition, familiarity, and emotional comfort, where your presence becomes associated with warmth, stability, and reassurance. The act itself becomes a silent affirmation that trust has been formed not through control or dominance, but through calm presence, emotional steadiness, and mutual respect. Islam places profound emphasis on kindness to animals, presenting compassion not as an optional virtue, but as a clear sign of faith, rooted in accountability and moral awareness. Islamic teachings consistently remind believers that every living creature is part of divine creation and deserves care, respect, and protection from harm. Animals are not viewed as objects for human use alone, but as beings entrusted to humanity, each with its own purpose and value. This responsibility reflects a broader spiritual principle in Islam. How one treats the vulnerable is a reflection of the state of one's heart and relationship with the Creator. Numerous teachings highlight that acts of kindness toward animals carry spiritual weight equal to acts of worship. Feeding a hungry animal, offering water, or simply refraining from harm are all recognized as deeds that attract divine mercy. Conversely, cruelty or neglect toward animals is strongly condemned, emphasizing that faith is not limited to ritual practice alone, but must manifest in everyday behavior. This perspective reinforces the idea that true belief is demonstrated through compassion in action, not merely words or outward religious identity. The moral character of a believer is measured by their mercy toward all living beings, regardless of status or usefulness. Islam also teaches that animals communicate their needs differently, placing greater responsibility on humans to act with awareness and restraint. Because animals cannot advocate for themselves, kindness becomes a test of conscience and empathy. Even in lawful use, Islam instructs moderation, care, and avoidance of unnecessary suffering. This ethical framework nurtures humility, reminding humans that power over another life is a trust, not a privilege. Through these teachings, Islam cultivates a worldview where mercy extends beyond humanity, shaping a faith that is lived through gentleness, responsibility, and respect for all forms of life. The spiritual symbolism of comfort, protection, and calm companionship is deeply rooted in the way human beings experience quiet connections that go beyond words. Comfort, in a spiritual sense, is not always about physical ease, but about emotional reassurance and inner stillness. Moments of comfort often arrive softly, without announcement, offering relief from anxiety and mental restlessness. In spiritual understanding, comfort is a reminder that one is not alone, that peace can exist even in the midst of uncertainty. This form of comfort nurtures the soul, allowing it to slow down, breathe, and feel held within a space of safety and acceptance. Protection carries a similarly subtle meaning, often misunderstood as physical defense alone. Spiritually, protection is reflected in a sense of security that guards the heart and mind from fear and emotional turbulence. It manifests as a calming presence that reduces vigilance and allows trust to take root. This type of protection is quiet yet powerful, reinforcing the idea that safety does not always require strength or dominance, but awareness and balance. In many spiritual interpretations, protection is felt when one is surrounded by gentleness rather than force, creating an environment where vulnerability is not a risk but a natural state of being. Calm companionship completes this symbolism by highlighting the importance of shared silence and peaceful presence. Not all companionship demands conversation or explanation. Some of the deepest connections exist in stillness. Calm companionship represents harmony, where two beings coexist without pressure or expectation. It reflects emotional alignment and mutual respect, offering reassurance through proximity rather than action. In spiritual terms, such companionship encourages mindfulness, grounding, and emotional clarity. It reminds the soul that tranquility is found not in constant movement or noise, but in moments of quiet connection that restore balance and inner peace. The unseen wisdom behind why certain creatures are drawn to certain people lies in layers of perception that extend beyond what is immediately visible or easily explained. Human understanding often relies on logic and observable behavior, yet creation operates on subtler frequencies of awareness. Animals, in particular, respond to energies, emotional states, and patterns of behavior that are not always consciously expressed. This attraction is not random, but shaped by consistency, emotional authenticity, and inner stillness. Certain people carry a presence that feels safe, familiar, or balanced, and creatures instinctively gravitate toward that sense of harmony without needing reason or language. There is also wisdom in how emotional states are mirrored through these connections. Creatures are often drawn to those who embody patience, gentleness, and predictability, as these qualities reduce stress and threat. Unlike humans, animals do not respond to social masks or spoken intentions. They react to what is genuinely felt and lived. A calm heart communicates itself silently, creating a space where trust can grow naturally. This connection reveals an important truth. Inner character is constantly being perceived, even when one is unaware of it. The attraction of animals becomes a reflection, showing what kind of emotional environment a person carries within themselves. On a deeper level, this unseen wisdom serves as a reminder of interconnectedness. Life does not exist in isolation, and every interaction carries meaning beyond its surface. When a creature chooses proximity to a specific person, it may reflect alignment, shared rhythms, or emotional resonance. These moments invite awareness rather than analysis, encouraging reflection on presence, intention, and inner balance. Such connections subtly guide individuals toward mindfulness, humility, and appreciation for the quiet ways wisdom manifests through creation, without explanation, expectation, or demand for understanding. Small moments often pass unnoticed, dismissed as ordinary or insignificant, yet they frequently carry layers of spiritual meaning beneath their simplicity. In the rhythm of daily life, attention is usually drawn to major events, struggles, or achievements, while quieter experiences are overlooked. Spiritual awareness, however, teaches that meaning is not confined to grand gestures or dramatic signs. A brief pause, a gentle interaction, or a moment of stillness can hold profound insight when approached with presence and reflection. These moments invite the heart to slow down and recognize depth in what appears simple on the surface. Within these subtle experiences lies an opportunity for awareness and connection. Small moments often arrive without expectation, free from pressure or intention, making them pure and sincere. They allow space for reflection, gratitude, and emotional clarity, offering insight into one's inner state. When noticed, such moments can serve as reminders of balance, patience, and mindfulness. They encourage individuals to remain attentive to their surroundings and internal responses, reinforcing the idea that spiritual growth often unfolds quietly rather than through sudden transformation or dramatic change. The deeper meaning within small moments also reflects the wisdom of restraint and humility. Recognizing value in simplicity shifts focus away from constant pursuit and control, nurturing contentment and emotional grounding. These moments teach that peace is not always found by seeking more, but by noticing what already exists. They gently guide the soul toward awareness of purpose, presence, and connection, allowing understanding to emerge naturally. Through this lens, everyday experiences become reminders that significance is woven into the smallest details of life, waiting to be acknowledged through reflection, awareness, and a receptive heart. In reflecting on all of this, it becomes clear that meaning often reveals itself through gentleness rather than force, through quiet presence rather than loud signs. The themes of purity, mercy, trust, and kindness come together to remind us that faith is lived not only through words or rituals, but through awareness, compassion, and the way we exist alongside other forms of life. Moments of connection, especially those that seem small or ordinary, can become mirrors of our inner state, inviting us to recognize calm, sincerity, and emotional balance within ourselves. When we begin to notice these subtle interactions, our understanding of spirituality deepens. We learn that trust is built through patience, that mercy is reflected in everyday actions, and that wisdom often arrives without explanation. The companionship of quiet creatures, the comfort of shared stillness, and the unseen bonds that form without effort all point toward a greater truth, that peace is recognized by peace, and gentleness is drawn to gentleness. These reminders encourage mindfulness, humility, and gratitude, shaping a perspective where every interaction carries potential meaning. Ultimately, this awareness shifts how we move through life. It teaches us to slow down, to observe rather than dismiss, and to honor the silent ways connection unfolds. By embracing these moments with reflection and respect, we open ourselves to a deeper understanding of faith, presence, and the subtle signs that surround us every day, guiding the heart toward balance, compassion, and inner clarity.